And we have Shase, that teal colored Protoss at the top right hand corner of the map. Down here in that bottom left is Phoenix in the blue. Now, will we see Shase throwing down that forge and going for that cannon rush again? This is a good map to do it on, in fact.
Yeah, and it can be quite devastating against Zerg, especially if they decide they want to throw down that fast expansion. Then they'll purposefully get that pool a little bit later. It'll definitely botch things up for them. No one likes to be cannon rushed. I mean, I think we can say that with all surety.
Well, yes, indeed. I mean, it really does sting when you lose to a cannon rush as well, let alone when there are people watching you. Because you always feel like, I cannot believe I lost to that. But it's a pretty solid tactic. I mean, guys like MC have been known to cannon rush. You've got the overpull trick going out from Phoenix. He likes to do that style of things. A lot of people will still get this 9 overpull, which is what he did, then overpull, just to get that extra drone out a little bit earlier.
Yeah, as you were saying before, mostly just stylistic stuff. It doesn't really matter that much what you decide to do in these starting moments as Zerg. But here we go, Shase having a look around now, got his little zigzag waypoint set here, looking for that spawning pool, I think.
Yeah, he will know it's coming. That 14 gas went down, just waiting a few more minutes to see the 14 pool go down as well. So 14 for that. And Shase maybe want to try and get his probe in the way of the drone, but the drone actually just nips to the back of the mineral line before he drops that spawning pool, creating a nice block off there.
Yeah, and up in Shase's base, he's got his gas coming down, he's got that gateway. Things are looking pretty standard for him right now, but he wants to play it standard. I think that's the whole idea here. He wants to actually get to play a solid game, a normal game against Phoenix after that 6-pool embarrassment in the previous one.
Yeah, ordinarily I wouldn't call that sort of thing an embarrassment, but Shase did at least learn something about the game. So that means that next month he's going to be in a little bit more of a dangerous position. You've got a so his core line going down for Shase, completing this wall off to the Zealot. Should be on the way any moment now. Actually, as soon as Shase hits 100 minerals, we should be seeing that guy on the way.
Yep. Let's hope he's actually skipping it, yeah. There it comes. There okay. Good enough. So Shase having a little bit of a patrol around here, making sure he can spot exactly when that expansion comes down. Generally, you'll see the Zerg players getting that just after 20, sometime after 20 at least. They want to get it out soon, and there come those first 4 Zerglings, just going to clear out whatever Shase has here. Shase probably won't even bother throwing down a pylon because it'll just get taken out so quickly. And here comes the drone along with those Zerglings. Shase,
knowing the timing, moving straight to the base, going to try and stay. Well, I was going to say he might have to try and stay off the creep, but he is trying to get any more scouting information that he can. Doesn't see anything, but there is actually nothing left to see. Queen pops out, and will we see the inject lava? Yes, we do. The expansion is on the way down. Now, I want to pay close attention this game to Phoenix's creep spread. We've seen him in all of the games we've seen of him so far, aside from that 6-pool in that previous game, that he's got phenomenal creep spread. He gets half of the map covered so quickly. Yeah. And it makes it very difficult for someone to be able to move out against the Zerg with that much creep on them.
Up in Shase's base, he's got both those gas running, he's got his 3 gateways out, he's got his first sentry out, and I think we all know exactly what that means. He's probably going to be throwing down an expansion pretty soon. He just needs 1 or 2 more sentries here so that he can actually fend off those Zerglings as they try sort of interrupt him. And interestingly enough, we've got that macro hatch down already, tucked away in that little corner.
I absolutely love this play as well. I mean, you just do not ever see it. So I'm not sure how Shase is going to be able to handle this. We saw it yesterday in the game between Phoenix and I now cannot remember who it was, which is a real shame. But this macro hatchery going down well before his natural has even finished.
Yeah, and again, he's got that Evo chamber down just to sort of make sure he doesn't fall to any air. I mean, Shase could have potentially had a Void Ray coming out now, and Phoenix is ready for it. So I do like that solid style of play once again, showing that he can do absolutely everything. 6-pool and play a normal game. And looks like Shase is finally moving out to throw down that expansion.
He is indeed. Those other things will get pushed out, no problem. The expansion goes up, but look at that. Finn's on it like a white on rice, just trying to get a few hits in on that expansion. Maybe see if he can just force a cancel, or just force Shase to have to do a few extra things and delay something, perhaps. Now, I want to see the creep spread from this macro hatchery. It looks like by the time that creep has finished spreading, it will fully connect both of those 2 bases. So for a 300 mineral investment, and a macro hatch which you will need at some point further down the line. You can then use all of your inject lava energy as inject lava. You don't have to use it on things like creatures that earlier in the game.
Yeah, that is actually, it really does make sense to get something like that. And there those two spine crawlers are once again. Wow, he just plays such a solid game every single time, exactly the same thing. And forgive me if I'm watching the Zerg a lot more than the Protoss, because I don't really care too much for Protoss.
Well, that's probably a good job. I'm in control of the camera, but don't expect that to be the same when we get to the goodie game later on. Look at Shase. He has got himself over here half a dozen sentries, 3 stalkers, and a few zealots. He's got his forge, which is just finished, so we may get started on early upgrades from him, or maybe just a cannon or two to help protect this expansion. His 4th gateway is going down now at the bottom of his ramp. But over here in Camp Phoenix, 13 drones were in production there. He is absolutely power droning and wants that economy, working all of this off with just one gas, and has a huge amount of minerals coming in at the moment.
Yeah, Shase does in fact have a 4-gate active at the moment. I wonder if he's going to try put some pressure on. I very much doubt it. He doesn't know what exactly Phoenix has out and about on the map, but Phoenix has successfully destroyed both sets of rocks, the one at the gold and the one leading to his basin expansion, his natural 3rd. I wonder if he's going to be throwing down some expansion soon. It wouldn't surprise me, but at the same time he needs to watch out for those timing pushes. I mean, Shase could be pushing out any second now.
He could do either one, actually. At the moment, he's getting his lair, he's getting his baneling, and still is droning up. 5 more drones just came out. Looking at the units tab at the moment, we do see 48 drones to 39, so it's got a fantastic economy over his opponent. Zerg is running in there to quite a lot of danger. Plenty of sentries and that cannon as well, but he can get out without using too many of their number, and a robotics facility is on the way down, as well as that Twilight Council for Shase at the moment.
Yeah, it's great that he actually baited those force fields out, just wasting a little bit of energy so that those sentries don't stay topped off for too long. The lair tech just finished over in Phoenix's base. Immediately he starts that baneling speed and level 2 attacks. I think we saw this almost identical strategy before. He's just going to use Zerglings and banelings to pretty much overrun his Protoss opponent. He may be underestimating Shase a little bit. We did see him do this identical strat against, I think it was a platinum level player in the group stages yesterday, but still
very well have been. Yeah. I know it was group stage yesterday. We've got an observer on the way for Shase coming out of that robotic facility. That will allow us to get a little bit more idea of what his opponent is doing. These Zerglings continuing to just poke at Shase's force there, not letting him have a moment's respite. The expansion mode going up in the basin for Phoenix. Shase spots it, has it down there with just great timing, knowing that 3rd must have been up at some point down there.
Yeah, and a bunch of Zerglings here to deal with that. Get a nice surround on the Zealot. That Zealot won't live long. Up in Shase's base, he's getting that blink out, which is going to be absolutely huge, especially against those banelings. It's going to work quite nicely, coupled in with those force fields. He's getting his +2 ground level weapon upgrade, and wow, he's definitely setting himself up for a pretty solid fight.
Yeah, he really is. Here comes a large push by these Zerglings running straight into the mineral line, and this could do quite a lot of damage. We've got 4
some of them are actually just standing there. I'm not. Oh, my animations are actually just a bit bugged. I'm not sure what's going on there.
Yeah, that's all it is. They are all actually attacking. One Zergling does actually get into the main, could get some scouting information, but instead gets cut to pieces by that. And now these Zerglings try. The force fields of Shase are actually blocking him out of the way. So the Zerglings almost managed to take out that robotics facility there.
That was so close. That would have been really unlucky.
24 banelings in production. Phoenix has gone into what we were going to call currently the Sauron Zerg style of play, same with July Zerg himself. The person this competition essentially has been named after, maybe in fun, is somewhat famous for. Zerg now running in at the front, do get in some on those stalkers, also keep them there.
I think what he was trying to do there was just to waste a few of the force fields, but I think Shase does have enough energy to go around to be able to throw a lot more of them down. I sure hope Phoenix is going to be able to prepare for this. He has a lot out at the moment. Looking at the unit counting station here, 38 Zerglings, 38 banelings, and 33 Zerglings, sorry. And here comes a double-pronged attack. Oh my goodness, this is going to be absolutely disgusting if he pulls it off. And here come the banelings. Oh!
Don't get through. They will go straight through those Zealots though, and there's just so much stuff here. From Phoenix running banelings out right into the stalkers, taking all of those out. The hatchery does fall, but look, the broodlings immediately sent to attack those stalkers. That wasn't just the AI doing it. PhoeNix actually has to target those and move them in there. The Stalker's blinking away out of danger now, and these Zealots will just about hold off the link. But no, the baneling is getting there as well.
Wow, Shase doing a really good job at keeping these units alive, but at the same time, the relentless reinforcements from PhoeNix, absolutely crazy. I wonder if he's going to morph a lot more banelings now, if he's just going to keep these Zerglings running around. If Shase is going to stick with a mostly Stalker force, the Zerglings will do the job, but it looks like he's going for a counterattack in Shase's natural. Will he do some damage this time? It looks like there are no Zealots to help out.
They're going straight into that mineral line, and a lot of these things, once again, it looked as if they weren't doing anything. I'm assuming that's just the animations taking a bit of a break. But these Zerglings now running right past some Stalkers will get back home and safe. PhoeNix is putting down his third again, so Shase did manage to snipe that off, obviously, but it won't be very much for...
Oh my goodness, look at these banelings. Oh my, he can actually focus them all on the Nexus. Is he going to take the Nexus down or not?
Oh. No, straight after those. Cannon's doing a great job though, taking out some of those Banes. Now we've got more Banes moving up. They will take out the Zealot.
Ooh, that was close.
What? How did that not get killed?
I'm not sure why he decided to do that though. I think it might have actually paid off more to go for the Nexus, but hey, I can't say. This guy knows exactly what he's doing. He's throwing down his third now. He's getting even more Zerglings out, and wow, just such relentless attacks.
Well, looking at the units tab, 38 probes to 53 drones. I think has the economy advantage over his opponent. So just taking out those probes, just increasing his lead a little bit at a time. Because he's got that better economy, he can afford to be a little bit cost inefficient.
I love how Shase is hanging around this Naga, because he can throw it on the force fields here, but he doesn't. He wasn't watching his army, and all the sentries get taken out by that group of banelings. Oh, that was terrible.
Yeah, and there are even banelings moving around to try and get surrounded on these Stalkers. In fact, the Stalkers blink back, almost hit that baneling, but the baneling was immediately target fired down there by Shase. Great control there. Zerglings now trying to attack. They've only got a very small surface area to attack into these blink Stalkers and those cannons, so PhoeNix may want to pull back, but he has an advantage here. Now moving in with just a small amount of his forces there to take out these last couple of Stalkers and maybe get into middle line, but no, once again turning around just in the next time.
During that fight, PhoeNix actually had 17 drones queued up. You can see all of them scurrying down to the third there. That's going to put him on 70 drones versus 45. That's absolutely crazy. He's got such a huge advantage now. Shase is going to have to think about getting his third now, but PhoeNix knows Shase isn't, because those rocks are still up and he's got a Zergling hanging around there.
Yeah, now PhoeNix can't really see what's going on in the base of Shase. He's actually throwing down just 4 cores at all of his bases just to be on the safe side here. Moving in once again with some Zerglings against these Blink Stalkers who are doing a very good job at being blinked back. But the banelings are actually being edged out around the Stalkers, trying to attack the ones that have been weakened and have lunged back. So very nice micro control there by PhoeNix.
Yeah, both from Shase and PhoeNix. I think Shase managed to keep a lot of those Stalkers alive that potentially were on their last legs. PhoeNix now actually got a few too many drones. I think he's going to want to get another expansion down soon. I'm just wondering where he's going to take that. I think the natural choice would be to just carry on going in this half moon and get his, what I suppose would be his natural 4th, or the gold. I don't know. It's maybe both actually.
Yeah, now we've got more Zerglings coming in, attacking these Stalkers. An infestation pit is going down, but the first Colossus of Shase is on the way out. Now, when that Colossus hits, PhoeNix is going to be in an awful lot of trouble. He is getting burrowed, though, at the moment, so he may very well be seeing some baneling landmines. Not looking too well, because there's an observer sat comfortably there in the middle of the map for Shase.
Yeah, somehow I think PhoeNix knows that observer is there. He pushed forward, and then he decided to pull back again after that. But those infestors with that burrow, it's actually going to be pretty interesting. Sure, if Shase can have an observer there, it won't really do very much, but here we go, another counter attack. Is he going to go for the main again? No, he's going to try go for a surround of these Stalkers. He spots the Colossus and he decides to wisely move back.
Yeah, I thought for a second there he was going to go after that Colossus, but it was just a little bit of a feint, maybe some mystic action going on. Pathogen glands are on their way out, so that will give you the infestors the additional energy. And once you can get these fungal growths off on those armoured Stalkers, fungal growth does such a lot of damage to them now. Both players are taking another expansion. PhoeNix is taking one at the left-hand side.
Yeah,
got that wrong there for a second. And you can see right here on the screen, Shase is taking his gold expansion.
Yeah, and thermal lance coming out. Shase already got some pylons going down. He's probably going to throw down some cannons. But here, another potential engagement. No, Phoenix just running around. That ball of Zerglings is ever increasing. 96 of them right now. And 10 infestors just got queued up. Oh, goodness. Those stalkers are not going to be going anywhere anytime soon.
And we have a ton of banelings being morphed in as well. 20 banelings. Once the fungal growth has gone down on that army, they'll be unable to blink or move away at all, and those banelings could do a huge amount of damage. Another small attack, well, I say small attack, I think it's a feint rather than attack, moving in there, and that goal expansion immediately pulling back. Phoenix losing quite a lot of his Zerglings here, just in the attacks, but overall staying ahead.
Neural Parasite also coming out now, so those Colossus are not going to be safe either. This is going to be very interesting. This next engagement is going to be really important. Phoenix is going to have some really good control, while at the same time I wonder if Shase can actually keep away from those fungals. He doesn't even know that they're infestors. There's a severe lack of scouting from Shase at the moment, but here come those infestors. He spotted them now. They're right under that observer.
Yeah, indeed. Now here come a lot of these banelings and these infestors. Well, there were 10 being made. Zerglings out the front, tanking a bit of damage, does force a Guardian shield up, and is now moving back away. Last thing that Phoenix wants to do, they load up Forticals to really ruin its plans. He maybe just want to wait for that neural parasite. It's almost done, about 75% done. But here comes all the banelings back, fungal going forward, and those stalkers are taking huge damage from this. 2 more infestors are being sacrificed. The stalkers blinking now into the infestors. Phoenix a little bit behind after the attack, still only marginally ahead in food, but look at the amount of damage done for those Colossi.
Yeah, they are indeed quite low, but there are 4 of them now, so the firepower alone is something. A 5th one already coming out to join them. Shase is moving down to the space and expansion. Will he be able to take it out? I don't think that Phoenix is going to have much to stop this with.
No, I don't think he will either. Look, there's no way that expansion is going to be safe. It will be sacrificed, but he may better get a good counter-attack to surround on here. However, he's only got Zerglings, and there are Colossus there, and they clearly just rip right the way through those leads. I'm not sure how Phoenix is going to come back from this at all, or whether he'll actually be able to come back from this.
Yeah, I think Phoenix should really have had that gold base a lot sooner. Because Shase is now mining off that gold, he can so easily pump out so many units here. And now it looks like Shase is just sort of playing cat and mouse with these last few Zerglings.
Well, he is indeed. I mean, there's still quite an economy going up from Phoenix. He's got 6 infestors in production. And they're not going to win the fight themselves, obviously. Once they've thrown down all their energy-using abilities, they're kind of useless there. But I'm still not going to count Phoenix out from this. He's, an incredibly good and strong player. He's got the potential to maybe get himself back in the game. He's just got to find Shase, make a mistake, and then he's got to capitalise on it. And that's not necessarily likely to happen.
Yeah, I don't think Shase is going to make that big a mistake, but Shase just walking around the middle of the map, making sure that there's no gold expansion, and then heading back up to his base, because he does in fact know that he's ahead. But look at these 4 Zealots here. These hero Zealots are about to take out Phoenix's only... Is it his only mining expansion? Yes, his only proper mining expansion.
Yeah, now here comes a load of fungal growth down those Stalkers and the Colossus, but the Infestors unfortunately do not outrange those Colossus. They are being steadily pushed back into the corner of Phoenix's base. It's just a shame he stayed on that low tier tech for as long as he did. If he'd stayed higher tier, or sorry, if he'd moved towards the higher tier stuff a little earlier, maybe got Corruptors out, then he would have had a much better chance of getting back into that game.
But that was the GG, and wow, Shase actually manages to equalize it again. 1-1 for these guys in this best of 5 series.